Hello and xin chào to everyone. Our group has decided to present a myth from Vietnam, one of the countries in Southeast Asia. The story we choose is the legend of La Long Quan and Ao Co. We were drawn to this story because of its strong familial and sentimental values. It tells of love, courage, and the origin of the Vietnamese people. Before we dive into our analysis, please enjoy this short skit that we prepared to dramatize the legend. Long ago, before Vietnam bore its name, mountains touched the clouds, rivers glittered like silver threads, and the seas stretched endlessly into the night. This is the tale of the Dragon King La Long Quan and the fairy princess Ao Co, a story of courage, love, and the birth of a nation. Hailing from the northern mountains, Princess Ao Co descended to the valley, curious about the human world.
Here, so warm, so full of life. Strange, yet beautiful.
Run! The monster will return soon! It's gorgeous outfield. We're gonna fight it!
A monster bird? Then who protects the land?
I am La Long Quan, son of the Dragon Lord. While I live, no monster shall harm these lands. Who might you be? She who graces our valley.
I'm Ao Co, daughter of the fairies. I long to see this land flourish.
Then stay, princess. Together we will protect it.
And thus begin a bond, one that will shape history forever.
These lands are all mine. Burn, destroy. Stand back. Your king will fight. No, my one weakness, dying.
With one mighty strike, the beast was slain and peace returned to the valley.
You saved them! Truly, you are the hero of this land.
A guardian needs more than strength. He needs a queen.
A queen?
Stay with me, Ao Co. Together, we will build a future without fear.
And so, love blossomed between the Dragon King and the fairy princess. Days turned to weeks. Weeks turned to months. One day, Ao Co laid 100 eggs. From them came 100 strong children, the ancestor of the Vietnamese people.
My children, you are the future. Build this land with courage.
Mother, Father, We will make you proud.
But fate would not be so kind to the family, as their true nature calls. Lak Long Kwan eventually heeds the call of the seas, while Auko longs for her birthplace atop the mountains.
Alco, my spirit belongs to the seas. It has called me home.
And mine belong to the mountains, the winds, and the forest.
So they choose 50 children to the sea with Lak Long Kwan, 50 to the mountains with Auko.
Though we are divided, but we still one family.
From mountains to seas, their children spread across the land. They built villages, planted rice, and became the first people of Vietnam.
Wherever you go, remember your roots.
Remember the love that gave you life.
We are one people, one land, one heart.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Wan Salmi Maisarah binti Wan Saleh, and I'm going to talk about Scene 1 and also Scene 2. Alright, so Scene 1, opening and introduction. Scene 1, it shows the setting of the story. The narrator described a mythical landscape. Mountains touched the clouds, river glittered like silver threads, and the sea stretched endlessly into the night. This indicates that the legend takes place in Lac Viet, the ancient region that corresponds to modern-day Vietnam. The untouched poetic landscape emphasizes that the story is set in a mythical past, where nature itself plays a central role. It is also establishes a sacred tone, and this is not just a love story, but the origin of a nation. And for Scene 2, the arrival of Ao Ko. Okay, so in Scene 2, we are introduced to Princess Ao Ko, who descends from the northern mountains. Her curiosity about the human world brings her into contact with villagers who are suffering from the threat of a monster bird. And this scene highlights her role as a symbol of nature and purity. She represented the mountains and forests. It showed a deep connection to the land. And her concern for the villagers also foreshadows her maternal role later as the mother of 100 children.
Hello, my name is Alif Irfan, and I play the monster bird in the Legend of Long Quan skit. I will be explaining about the scene 3 and scene 4. So, in the scene 3, the entrance of Long Quan, this scene introduces Long Quan, the Dragon King. He arrives with confidence and declares his duty to protect the land. This scene establishes him as both a protector and as the symbol of the seas. When he meets Alco in this scene, their bond begins to form. Lak Long Kwan's strength balances Alco's gentleness, and their meeting represents the unity of two worlds, the mountain and the oceans. Well, in Vietnamese mythology, this union explains the diversity and unity of the Vietnamese people. That is for scene 3. And as for scene 4, which is the action climax of the myth, this scene establishes the appearance of the monster bird, which I play. So the monster bird threatens the villagers. This symbolizes the challenges and dangers faced by early societies, which sometimes incorporated mystical and supernatural elements. In this case, an enormous avian monster. When Lat Long Quan eventually defeats the beast, he finally proves his worth as a guardian and a hero. It also emphasizes that the Vietnamese people, represented by the villagers, are under divine protection of their ancestors. This victory prepares the way for peace and prosperity for the longest time coming on. That is all for my part. I will now make way for the next speaker. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Siti Nobalkis Minti Rashid and I will explain about scene number 5 and scene number 6. For scene number 5, the love story. In scene number 5, we see the relationship between Auko and Lat Long Quan grow into a deep and meaningful love. Their meeting was not by chance but by destiny. Lat Long Quan, the dragon lord of the seas, and Auko, the gentle fairy of the mountains. Their union goes beyond personal affection. It carries powerful symbolism, which is the harmony between land and sea, strength and compassion, and the merging of two different worlds into one. In myth around the world, marriages between divine beings often mark the birth of nations or destinies. This is also true in Vietnamese legend. The love between Auko and Lat Long Quan foreshadows something much greater, which is the birth of the Vietnamese people themselves. Through their bond, the future nation inherits both the sea dragon's courage and the fairy's purity. Their story is not only romantic but also foundational, laying the groundwork for the origins of Vietnam. In number 6, the birth of 100 children. Scene 6 is one of the most dramatic and important moments in the entire legend. Auko does not give birth to a single child but instead lays a magical sack containing 100 eggs. From these eggs hatch 100 children, each strong, healthy, and extraordinary. This is not meant to be taken literally but symbolically. The number 100 represents unity, abundance, and completeness. It suggests that the Vietnamese people, though many in number, share the same ancestry and the same roots. These 100 children are seen as the direct ancestors of all Vietnamese people, which is why the legend describes the nation as one family. Through this scene, the myth teaches that despite differences, whether from the mountains or from the seas, the people remain connected by common origins. It is a history of belonging, of shared heritage, and of the unity that continues to define Vietnamese identity to this day.
Scene 7, The Parting of Ways. Scene 7 introduces a bittersweet twist to the story. Though they love each other, Auko and Longquan must part ways, as their true nature calls to them to different realms. Auko to the mountains, and Longquan to the sea. They divide their children evenly, 50 with their mother and 50 with their father. This symbolizes the diversity of the Vietnamese people. Some connected to the mountains, while others are connected to the seas. But still, they are sharing the same bloodline. It highlights both unity and regional differences within Vietnam. Scene 8: Ending and Legacy. In the final scene, the narrator explains how their children spread across the land, establishing villages and becoming the first Vietnamese people. This ending emphasizes the values of roots, heritage, and unity. Even though the family separated geographically, they remained of one people. This myth reminds Vietnamese audiences of their shared origin and strengthens their sense of national identity.
To conclude, the legend of Lat Long Quan and Ao Ko is more than just a love story. It is a foundational myth that explains the origin of the Vietnamese people while also emphasizing unity, resilience, and the importance of a family. By performing and analyzing this story, our group gained a deeper appreciation for how mythology reflects culture and also values. We hope this presentation gave you the same insight. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Bye! Cho. You really think it's over? No. Before we really wrap up this video, let's take a quick moment to watch two interesting clips. First up, we have a fun song all about Lat Long Quan and Ao Ko. It's a great way to remember the story through a music. And right after that, we will watch a short video that gives a quick look at the origin of Lat Long Quan. Let's check them out.
Ngàn năm lưu danh sử sách, mẹ âu cơ bố Lạc Long Quân cùng trăm con xây cơ đồ. Thời gian qua đã thăm đời ông cha, dựng xây giữ yên bờ cõi, thì hôm nay có cháu cùng hoan ca.